Michigan.
We're shooting together in person.
This never happens.
This is a first.
But maybe it will soon. We'll see.
We're in Michigan, obviously. Let's talk about how we got here, what we're doing here, and the plans to come for this weekend. We have a really busy weekend. We've already kind of had. We started our weekend a little early on Thursday. We can start on Thursday here.
Thursdays are the weekends, I feel like. Especially in Nashville.
Yeah, especially in Nashville.
Thursdays.
We had like a really chill Thursday night. Like for us.
I was falling asleep at the bar.
No, you fell asleep on the way home. Like the car ride, I had to wake her up when we got home and she was like, oh, I thought we were still driving.
Yeah, no, like my friend drove us home and I was dead asleep in the car, and I remember the one time he was just like hitting me and I was like, what? And I was like, stop. But yeah. So we're in Michigan. We are shooting our first in-person podcast. We are shooting a show tomorrow. We have breakfast. We have brunch planned. We're doing a photo shoot. And then we are going a 3-hour trip to Cleveland, and we are meeting my family.
So I'm getting the hometown experience. It's basically The Bachelor with like your friend when you get to meet like their family and they take you around their hometown, which she already showed me around her college town. So now I'm getting the hometown. I didn't hate it.
I wanted you to go to Polly's with me, and you did, and you didn't eat anything.
I got chips and salsa.
That's the Polly's.
Okay, sorry, I didn't eat the breadsticks. She really wanted me to eat the breadsticks. I didn't want the breadsticks.
I said it's like a it's like a Bowling Green experience. Like you need to try the breadsticks, and I ripped off a teeny piece for her.
She laid it on the table. I wasn't gonna eat something on the table.
No, I laid it on your plate.
You did. You laid it on the chips. And I moved it.
And we stood up to leave, and I was like, try it. She's like, I can't. And
I just didn't want it.
Well, the whole way there, I was like, before we left Detroit last
She really hyped it up.
Yeah, and I was like, we're going to try the breadsticks, and she was like, okay.
I was down until I got there.
Yeah. Then we're going to my friend's concert, and then we're going horseback riding on Sunday.
It's also supposed to rain.
80% chance of rain. Well,
so we're gonna get rained on while we're horseback riding. We'll probably end up on the ground, maybe dead. Who knows? It'll be good content either way. It's all for the plot.
I have a cute outfit, so it's fine.
You do.
All for the Instagram. All for the Instagram.
For the gram.
Anything for the gram. We have a weekend trip together, and we did our first plane ride together too.
she said on the way here, she was like, oh my god, we're having our first flight together, and then she was like we haven't been friends for literally just a month. Like I was like, we're actually moving really fast in this relationship.
Like she's literally meeting my family tomorrow, but I mean, like, we literally had our first plane ride together, and Jade was literally documenting it. She's like, oh my god, picture.
No, it was cute. It was an experience.
She's like, I'm going to show this to our grandkids when we're 80 years old.
No, okay, but I did tell Jess. I was like, I have a funny plane story, but I'm going to save it.
She won't tell me.
For the podcast. Because I wanted to get, like, her real raw reaction, but also, like, share it with you guys at the same time. So.
All right, tell me.
We're getting
Tell me right now. You got someone kicked off an airplane. But that's all she told me. And I was like, and then she was like, she told me a little teeny, like, about the story, like, little details. And then we were about to board the plane, and I was like, okay, stop, because if anyone...
She was like, this is bad juju.
If anyone on the plane heard you say what you said to me, I was like, everyone's going to be terrified, so just stop and tell me when we shoot the podcast. So tell me.
So this happened this same weekend. If anyone, like, I know probably someone out there that's listening to this has seen the YouTube video that I made about almost getting sex trafficked in New York City, because it's got over 1 million views for whatever reason.
Oh, look at you.
So it was a traumatic weekend, to say the least, but I thought, like, every bad thing was over. We get on the flight, we're going back to Kentucky, actually Tennessee, but that doesn't matter. And everything's going great. So I'm going to try to say this in the nicest way to not get canceled, but at the end of the day, like, I ended up being the hero, and we'll get to that.
We're going to cancel Jade. Sorry.
Whatever. Hashtag cancel Jade. Okay. So we get on this flight, right? And so we flew United, and we had so many issues from the trip to New York to the trip home. Our flight was delayed several hours, so obviously everyone was already very annoyed and just wanted to get home. It was like 10 p.m. when we were flying out of New York. We flew out of Newark, actually, like Newark, New Jersey. And it was about a 7-hour delay, I want to say. So everyone was pretty annoyed. So, you know, people were on edge. No one was thinking too much of it. And it comes time to board the flight. So everyone's suitcases, I guess they had too many, so they were trying to, like, put some, like, under the plane, like, as if you checked your bag. And this one man was very adamant that his suitcase got on the flight with him. And I was like, okay, you know what? Like, he's annoyed. We've all been waiting so many hours. Like, let the man take his flight. I mean, he was arguing with everybody. So he gets that suitcase on the flight, and he, like, the flight attendant's like, you gotta put it above your head. Obviously, a whole suitcase doesn't fit under the seat. Great. Okay. He won't do it. He's like, and she's like, all right, well, if you can put it under the seat, like, you can leave it. And he's like, I can't put it above my head. I have bad knees. I can't get up to reach my suitcase if I need it during the flight, which, who does that anyways, right?
That means he has something in there.
No, right, so that's what I'm thinking from the jump. I'm like on this man. I'm like, I know what's going on. Like, I'm like, something's a little fishy, but I didn't say anything.
Why were you
whatever.
the only one that was like paying attention?
Oh, I wasn't. Like, everyone on the flight knew what was going on, but it got worse. So the flight attendant and him start to like argue. And eventually he says to her, well, in my country, women don't tell men what to do. Yeah, so he's like, so I'm putting my suitcase under the seat in front of me and y'all are gonna like it. And so she brought security onto the flight. They like talked to him and they were like, dude, you gotta put your suitcase above your head. He was like, I'm not doing it. I guess eventually they got him to put it up there, and then I see him, so he was like a few rows in front of me, but directly across from my friends, and they're texting me like, this man is sketchy. So I start listening and I start freaking out a little bit. And then I notice he's got his iPhone that he's like using to record everything that's going on, because I guess he thought they were like gonna kick him off or whatever. And then he pulls out a little flip phone, like a burner phone, and I see him turn around because I was like in the middle of the flight, he's in the front, and then there was another man in the very back, like the last row. He's on his burner phone, he turns around and looks at the man in the very back. I was like, they're together and they're plotting something and there's something in the suitcase, I don't like it, I'm not about it. So I start to voice my opinion. I'm like, there's something fishy going on. And the flight attendant literally looks at me and they're like, yeah, we know, we told everybody to just keep an eye out, and if you see anything suspicious, let us know. And I'm like, if there's a passenger on the flight that you have to tell other passengers to look out for, there's an issue. And I literally told her that. No one cared. Everyone just sat back and watched this man cause a scene, and we take off. So we're on the runway, speeding up in the plane, about to take flight, and I just start bawling my eyes out. It was so dramatic, but I had the worst feeling. I was like, something's not right. This can't be real. So I grabbed the flight attendant as she's walking through to make sure everybody's seatbelts on and the suitcases are out. I said, either he's getting off the plane or I am. I was like, I'm not going up in the air with this man. And we're literally moving, on the runway, not slowly, we're picking up speed. And she's like, all right, well, I'm going to need you to sign, a witness form that says, you're the reason that, we're turning the plane around and going back to the gate. And I was like, I'll sign whatever you want. She was like, it can be anonymous. I was like, I don't care. I want to go back to the gate. I'm getting off the flight. So at this point, my mom's texting our friends that are in the front. My grandma's beside us. My mom was like, we're getting kicked off the plane, right? We're going to have to buy a, car or rent a car and drive home from New York City to Kentucky because they're going to kick us off this flight. And my grandma just decides she pretends like she doesn't know us. Because she's like, it's raining and it's dark and I would rather go up in this flight and get, murdered, basically, than drive home in the dark in the rain. So that was her, she just disassociates with us. Meanwhile, I didn't know. She texted my grandfather during this whole thing and she was like, I love you, have a good life. She literally thought the flight was gonna crash and she was just hell-bent on going up. She did not care. So I was like, that's good to know. Everyone on the flight literally knew something was gonna happen. So, long story short, we're coming full circle here. The flight attendant turns the plane around, we go back to the gate, security comes on the plane. I never had to sign anything, nothing ever happened. So they take him and his suitcase off the plane and I'm thinking, all right, they're gonna go through it again and he's gonna get back on and we're gonna go. And I'm fine with that. As long as they search in, they don't find anything, whatever. Obviously, you already went through security, but I was just like, something's wrong. He never got back on the flight. Neither did his suitcase, obviously. And we took off and we went to Knoxville and then we landed. And when we got off that flight, everybody on that plane came up to me and they were like, thank you. None of us wanted to fly with him. You did the right thing. And I was like, so you guys were just all okay with dying? I'm literally I was the only one that had the balls to say anything. Y'all were just gonna go up and be cool with coming down the wrong way. The man in the back of the plane that he was talking to rode the whole way with us and literally head down gunned it out of the airport. He went enough. I've never seen someone move so fastly and he was on the phone the whole time. So I was like, there was something going on. Moral of the story.
But was it ever confirmed that something was going on?
No, but I was like, obviously if they didn't find anything in his suitcase, they would have put him back on the flight.
I just feel like it's so weird for that story because it's
it's weird.
If the flight attendants knew, if they were really that scared of that, they would have stopped it and they would have never had that happen after 9/11. That would have never happened.
No, I know, but they were I guess they didn't have anything to prove. He had already been through security, but because they were he was already causing a scene, that's why they were just keep an eye on him or whatever. You know when you
But
just
what are
have
they
that
gonna
gut
do?
feeling?
What are they gonna do? Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Like, they couldn't kick him off for no reason, besides the fact that he was, like, yelling at the flight attendant. But because a passenger was like me, was concerned, like, I just assumed they were going to go back through his stuff and then let him board back on.
That's so weird.
So I think they found something in his suitcase. Because why would they not let him back on? Like, he paid for the flight, you know? So they
That's
obviously
so
found something.
weird.
So anyways, I saved, like, 200 people that
I'm
day.
glad you say 200 people. So if we're talking about flight stories, I was literally on a plane before, like I was living in Orlando and I was going home to Cleveland.
Okay.
And it was a late flight and it was freaking Frontier, like that says it alone.
That's it.
And literally, so like this is really sad. Like we were on the flight and I was in the back of the plane, and then all of a sudden, like there's already turbulence like going like really bad, like bouncing up. I've never had that bad of turbulence where it's like you literally like bounce out of your seat.
Oh God, I would have been
freaked me
crying.
out. But I was like, I fly so much where like I just don't think anything of it. And then, so there's a storm, whatever. And then all of a sudden the lights turn on and it's in front of the plane. There was this lady and apparently she like passed out. And they're like the flight attendants ran up there and they're trying to help her. Like everyone was like, then finally they come on the intercom and they're like, is there any doctors or nurses on this plane?
Oh God.
And so like there was like there was no doctors and there were like 3 nurses or whatever. So there were 3 nurses and someone that was like a paramedic. And they run up there. And long story short, it turns out it was this lady who was getting treatment at the Cleveland Clinic in Florida for cancer, and her 3 kids were there, and her husband were there with them. So they got treatment, and then she was okay, and then they went to like Disney World or whatever.
Aww.
And then they were going home, but she was obviously cleared to travel. She ended up having a heart attack on the airplane, and she passed away in front of her 3 kids.
On the airplane?
In front of her 3 kids. And it was to the point where they revived her, and she was okay, but, like, the storm was so bad, and we were already past, like, Charlotte. So the next biggest airport would have just been Cleveland. Because,
wait, so did she literally, like, die and have to ride on the plane the rest of the way?
She died on the plane in front of her kids. And there was so much going on to the point, like, it literally came to the point where, like, they were literally begging. They're like, is there a doctor on the plane? Because you know how doctors are sometimes.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm off duty, like, I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
And so, like, literally she died on the plane in front of her 3 kids, and it was confirmed.
And then just had to literally ride the rest of the way dead?
Yeah. Because they couldn't stop because the storm was so bad.
That's so traumatic.
Yeah. And so I told myself after that I would never fly on Frontier Airlines again, and I still have. But
because someone died.
No, like someone literally died on my plane. Like that's like the stories. Like you're talking about saving lives, and I'm talking about how someone died on my plane. Like it was so sad. But yeah.
Oh my God! I don't know why I'm laughing. That's actually awful.
Hashtag cancel Jade. Hashtag cancel Jade.
Anyway, we had a great flight here today. Nothing went wrong. Everything was good.
I mean, the guy sitting next to her almost fell asleep.
Oh my God. So
So
Jess and I bought Wi-Fi like on the plane, and I texted her like as we start descending, and I said the guy next to me is literally about to have a heart attack, which is so bad considering someone died on your plane from a heart attack.
Hashtag cancel Jade.
This guy sitting beside me was actually freaking out. I guess he just has like bad flight anxiety because he was reading the whole flight, and then
he was the only guy that had the light on.
Yeah,
he was the Karen of the flight. And like, dude, so we flew Southwest here, and like, so we were like boarding group B, and we grabbed the first like row that was empty.
Seats, yeah.
So I was the window, she was the middle. And this guy saw like walking by because he was C, and he got so excited because that never happened. He's like, "Oh, can I say?" You were like, "Yeah." He was the Karen of the flight, and he just kept reading the whole time.
He was reading, but as we're descending, like he's like deep breathing, like wiping his hands off on his pants. Like literally, I thought he was gonna throw up. I was like, "Please do that in the aisle and not on me." He was stressed. I was like, "This is a man that like doesn't fly often or doesn't like."
You literally texted me. This guy beside me is like actually about to pass out.
That's what I said.
6 laughing faces. And I literally looked at her and I looked at him and I was like, oh shit.
No, he
I was like, oh
well.
shit. Like, that's our flight experience. Saving people passing away, and
people about to pass out.
that are Karens that read the whole time. So don't be the Karen, moral of the story.
Alright, so enough of the actual airplane itself. To the airport, we're literally sitting there and I'm trying to like vlog and I'm like, this is Jess, like welcome to the channel.
I'm not good at the whole vlogging
She's
thing.
Googling a man, like actually on Google with his name, on like the birthday thing, like the celebrity birthday, like Google.
If you can't Google him and know who he is, then like why waste your time?
So anyway,
you agreed with that.
Let's.
You agreed
100%.
with that.
If I can't look him up on Twitter or Google, like I don't want it. But anyway,
we're toxic. We're so toxic.
I know. Okay, cancel Jess and Jade. Anyway, boy update. Let's get into it. Jess, who's the new man?
Well, I wouldn't say a new man. We literally
Apparently you met before you matched on Hinge.
We matched on Hinge literally last night. But apparently we met in one of the bars that we named before in Nashville, and I was just, he doesn't remember meeting me there, but he's like, you look so familiar, and I'm like, okay, whatever. And so, we followed each other on social media, we were texting, whatever, and so then I was like, okay, I'm gonna Google him. So I Googled him, because, listen, I have talked to so many toxic men, and so if I can't, if I know there's something out there about you, I'm gonna look it up, and I'm gonna do my homework. Smart girl, I would say. And so I did my homework, didn't find anything bad, but I wouldn't say, we're not literally just matched.
Just yesterday, yeah.
Literally just yesterday.
But when we were at the bar last night, this girl was all up in her phone. I mean, I didn't see her face for 4 hours. She was just texting, Snapchatting, video chat, whatever, anything she could do, she was just talking to him 24/7, and I was like,
he was responding.
I'm right here, hey!
Yeah, kind of like how you are with your football boys.
Okay, anyway.
Yeah, we were having a full-blown conversation. Oh my god, hey, what's up? A new football man. Every single 5 minutes. Oh, you want me to record it next time?
Sure.
Okay, cool. No, we literally just matched last night, but we were just talking, getting to know each other, but we're supposed to hang out when he comes back, so I don't know. It's nothing too exciting. Literally don't know him. Literally don't know. We're not talking. I am single as a fucking Pringle. Why did I just say that? Literally, I'm probably talking to 5 other men too.
Well, speaking of that, everyone wants an update on Bar Boy. So where are we? We got a new man. We got 5 other men. Where's Bar Boy?
So, Bar Boy. Non-existent. Bar Boy and I want to say we're just friends, but I wouldn't, that's me being very nice about it.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. I would just say non-existent anymore. Bar Boy and I are just, if we see each other, we'll say hi, but that's about it. There's just too many red flags. And I was avoiding them for a very long time, as you and...
I love to be able to finally, see her see it,
Yeah. I've lost all respect, and we're just gonna move on with our lives. So how's Batman?
There's no update. I've not been back to Bama. We don't speak, obviously. Well, there might be a little bit of an update, but I will say, someone DM'd me after the second podcast came out, and she said, quote unquote, it's first name, last name, isn't it? And she guessed it. And I was freaking out because I was like, what if this girl knows him? Because she goes to Bama right now. And my one true goal is for Batman not to find out that I'm talking about him on the podcast.
Oh.
I don't care if other people know.
Batman's gonna find out.
No,
I'm gonna send it. Batman, listen to this right now. I'm gonna send you the link.
No,
I'm gonna send you the fucking link because listen, this is too good not to find out.
Oh no,
listen,
no.
all my freaking boys that were talking about watching
that's
this. So
different though. It's just not.
Well,
he's the last person that needs to find out.
Who told you to get with him and the best friend?
Nobody. I did that to myself.
Exactly.
But I already told that story. Anyway, this girl, I played it off. I was like, wait, no, actually, that's not him. So I'm hoping she's not listening to this episode too.
If she watches the second one,
if she is, congratulations.
You're right.
You got it. You figured it out.
And please do me a favor. Girl that called her out, please send her the link. I give you permission. I give you the permission as one of her best friends to expose her.
A few other people that already know the story, which a lot of people in Bama do know. It's not a secret.
Oh, talking about Bama. I got a phone call. Literally. Let's talk about this.
This is not in the plan.
I don't care. Not everything goes as planned in life. So I'm laying in bed, and my friend's boyfriend called me. Him and I, we work together. And so he called me, and he was like, we were talking about business stuff, and then he was like, so, the girl that you do the podcast with, and I'm like, Jade? He's like, yeah. So, this guy, we went to this, when she was in Nashville, the first time,
yeah.
We went to
a pregame,
and it was this guy's pregame. And we met him literally for an hour. He does not know me, he does not know Jade.
No, we went to Bama together.
Yeah, but you barely know him.
Right, at the time, we just knew each other through association.
Mutual friends, you literally hung out with him probably for the first time at...
No, we hung out in college, but we were never, good friends.
But he didn't know you.
No, he did.
Yeah. He doesn't know you in depth, is what I'm saying.
No, he doesn't know, he Jess does.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So, basically, long story short, I get the phone call, and he was like, yeah. And I was like, so Jade.
Well, you have to also add that he played.
He played football at Bama. I'll
Right,
say that.
yeah.
Okay. And so I get this phone call. He's telling me so-and-so, blah, 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 blah. He's telling me whatever. And he basically, this guy literally says, yeah, Jade's the girl that got around on the football team.
No,
and I was
he said that he told this guy that we went to the pregame with that went to Bama about our podcast, and he already knew and said, yeah, Jade's a cool girl, but
she got around on the football team. That's what he said.
And I was like, great.
And they were like, promise me you won't tell her. And I go, I won't, but like,
it's not a secret.
It's not a secret.
Like, they know,
and so
I know,
but I called her literally at 3 a.m. and I was like, Jade, what the fuck? And she was like, I go, why am I getting phone calls about you? And she was like, what? I go, I'm supposed to not tell you this, but you already fucking know this. I said, so-and-so said that y'all slept around the whole fucking Bama football team.
Okay, slept around is a generous word.
Got around with the whole Bama football team. And
I was friends with a lot of them.
Friends with benefits. Glock 3000. Anyways, she's like, got around the Bama football team. And she's like, yeah. I was like,
But also, in my defense, this guy that lives in Nashville now, and this is totally going to give it away for anybody that knows, but it's fine because he's cool with it, is good friends with one of my girlfriends. And she also, we're in the same boat, she tells him our stories. So I don't know if he found it out from them, because we did like go to the same like bars and stuff, so he probably saw it firsthand. But also like I think she's probably told him a few stories. So
well,
it's very
more
interesting.
on the
Also
story.
maybe like my mugshot's hanging in the Mount Moore Athletic Facility with like flashing lights that says "Do not touch this."
Moral of the story. Oh, that tweet said, everybody loves Jess and Jayde's the player. Mic drop. So for our next segment,
Should we drum roll on the table?
drum roll please. We are going to bring in a highly requested guest that y'all know. We like to call him Pimp Daddy Greg. So Pimp
The icon.
the icon. So Pimp Daddy Greg, get in here. All right, Pimp Daddy Greg, how do you feel about your nickname?
Unsure about it.
Let's talk about how you got it. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
the
did I
fit.
get it?
It's the fit.
So he got so we were at our first business meeting, and we were at MGM, and he's trying to be all bougie, and we were walking out, and he has this like brown long jacket, and I just
and the glasses.
and I just looked up at him, and I was like, Pimp Daddy Greg, and I posted a Snapchat of him. So anytime my friends like ask about Greg, they go, oh yeah, Pimp Daddy, you're gonna go hang out with Pimp Daddy.
Pimp Daddy Greg.
So anytime I see him now, I go, Pimp Daddy Greg.
Everyone wants to know. I mean, we briefly addressed this in the first episode, but like how this whole podcast came about, how you became our manager. Obviously, Jess and I met through 50 Dates, like we met you through 50 Dates.
Yeah.
And we still, to this day, get the 15 Minutes of Fame, Clout Chasers, through
All I'm
50
gonna
Dates
say-
comments.
No one cares about 50 Dates.
So, maybe 50 Dates manager cares.
I care about it.
But let's talk about how
Me and Jayde
the
do not.
Jess and Jayde show all like spiraled into what it is now, and why we're all here together.
I mean, we go back, take the backstory. I mean, we do care about 50 Days, 50 States, because if that doesn't happen, this doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Indirectly, I don't meet you guys.
Maybe I'm just an asshole.
It doesn't
Whatever.
matter. I mean, no comment. But,
Fuck you.
but yeah, basically 50 Days, 50 States, and then I have a couple business partners that I've been working with my entire life. They're great guys. Coincidentally, one of the guys' name is Greg, the other guy's name is Matt, and we saw
Don't forget Ed.
Jade and Jess on the show, and we saw potential in them creating. We saw them hanging out too. So like I saw them hanging out on Instagram. So I said something to Greg. I'm like, oh, it'd be fun if we put them all. It was a joke actually. I'm like, hey Greg, why don't we just put them all on a show for fun? And he was like, wait, you might be on something. I was like, I was kidding, Greg. I don't know if I actually want to deal with them all. And he was like, well, I think it could do really well. I think it would do a lot of numbers and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, all right, well, who do you think? And I just listed the two girls that I thought were open enough to be on the show.
Use
and
the
do
word you used on the TikTok live.
Talented.
Talented. I thought they were
Very
talented.
Talented.
But I thought they were talented in different ways. Jess is a lot more, she's more open. She's going to say what's on her mind. She's just going to repeat it. Doesn't matter if it's going to get her canceled or whatever. She's just going to fucking say it at the end of the day.
She's gonna speak her mind.
I get told, they tell me to shut the fuck up about 17 times a day.
Basically, I have to give her food to make her shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the food?
More or less.
Why is your face all red?
He's getting nervous.
Do it make you nervous?
Make you nervous now. It's pretty hard to make me nervous at this point.
Okay.
I've seen the scum of the earth at this point.
Oh,
Yeah.
good, great.
All right, cool.
But
Go on.
and then Jade is a little bit different. Where I mean, you guys only see one side of Jade.
Boring.
I feel like now with the podcast,
Well,
like
yeah,
they're
yeah.
seeing a whole
Jade, yeah,
other
they're
side.
I always vouched for Jade, and I was like, guys, she's boring as fuck on the show, but she's not boring. She's more wild than I am. I'm the mom. I am the mom of the friend group, and she is like, come on, like, we gotta
Yeah.
be fucked up. And
More
I'm just like,
stepmom, but anyways, yeah, we created the show, and now here we are sitting in Detroit, Michigan, filming a podcast somehow.
So before we move on, Greg, did you ever imagine like when you found 50 Dates, 50 States, like scrolling through TikTok and you signed Matt and you started that and you started like podcasting with Matt and like interviewing him and his dates, that 2 of his dates, back-to-back dates, would A, become friends like we did, and then B, start working with us, C, start our own podcast, and now here we are for the second business meeting shooting a podcast together in Detroit.
Honestly, no. I did the show. I was like, oh, this is gonna be fun, you know. I'll do the show with Matt. I'll go meet some fun people, and then we'll go to Miami and whatever, and whatever happens from there, and we'll create a cool show, and eventually, you know, do whatever with it we want to do with it. But coincidentally, it's kind of funny. I never knew Jess my entire life, and she grew up what, maybe 10 minutes from me.
we grew up
Maybe.
10 minutes apart, and he ended up, his mom,
Well, I played soccer with her cousin.
yeah. And so his mom and my mom, his mom and my aunt are friends, and his mom knew me through my aunt, but we never met until
We don't think we've met.
we don't know if we've ever
But
met.
that's like a good
And it's
example
kinda
of
weird,
everything
too.
happens
It's
for a
so
reason.
weird.
It's weird because like one of her best friends growing up was like my ex in middle school. And
Not the
then
middle school ex.
Yeah.
a middle school ex, and she'll
still
probably
loves
she'll
him.
probably kill me for saying this, but she dyed her hair pink, and I literally said I'm done with you because I was kind of that guy.
And it's funny
I was kind of
because
an asshole.
it's-
She dyed it pink.
it's funny because we were going back and like you know how you like remember stuff from middle school and it's like you remember the things but you don't know who it's about or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I remember them having that conversation when her and I were on the trampoline like in her
I
backyard.
told her not to do it.
And I just remember she was so upset. She's like, "Fuck this guy, he sucks." And I was like, "Yeah, fuck that guy. It's this guy.
It was
He
this
fucking
guy."
sucks." And I was like, if I ever meet and then when she said, she's like, "Yeah, this guy named Greg." I could never remember who it was. And then when he told me that story, I go, "Oh, my jaw dropped." Like, oh my god. I remember her saying, "Yeah, fuck this guy, Greg."
And I hope the
Poor
other
guy.
Twinsburg girls didn't find out about this either because
Oh.
We're name dropping cities.
yeah, I mean we already talked about Twinsburg.
Dirty bird for life, baby.
Dirty bird.
But yeah, don't dye your hair pink.
What if I dyed my hair pink? Would you roast
Well, I'm
me?
not dating you, so it
No,
wouldn't
but
matter. I
would
don't
you roast
care.
me?
I would roast you, yeah, but I wouldn't. It doesn't matter to me. Like, oh, I told her. She called me. and was like, "Hey, what do you think if I do this?" I was like, "We won't be together." And she's like, "Wow." I'm like, "That's embarrassing. I'm not walking next to you with pink hair."
He's like, that's what he said, because he knew he was going to be a pimp daddy when he was older.
I just didn't want to date Nicki Minaj at the time. That's all it was. It wasn't like.
No!
Would you get with Nicki Minaj?
I mean, she has clout, so yeah.
Oh yeah, because you're a clout chaser.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, all
Yeah.
clout chasers.
Cool.
I mean, she does have money, you know. Might
Yeah.
be worth it.
So guys, I feel like there's always, so we all work together. And I feel like there's always
We all like each other, by the way.
we're all friends.
Friends. That's
Well,
Believe it or not.
Believe it or not. But I feel like a lot of like how our meetings go is like we all get really hostile with each other and then we just laugh. That's literally what happens. And
It gets a little feisty,
it gets a little
and then we're like,
feisty.
alright, we're all cool.
we're all like, fuck you, this, no, this idea, just no, blah, blah, blah. Greg, it's hostile.
And then we go to the bar.
And then we go to the bar and we drink and we're best friends. But basically, like,
And we fight sometimes.
yeah, and I feel like we should just get it out of our systems right now. So I think we should just roast each other for like 2 minutes and just see what we can come up with.
Roast us, baby.
Come on, what's the best you got?
I don't really have
Greg
anything to
talks.
say.
Here's the thing. Greg talks a big game. He's like,
Yeah, he's constantly roasting us. Now the camera's on, he's like, I don't know.
My
What did I
mouth.
roast you
He
guys?
goes.
Literally all in that night.
You roast me all night. He goes, my mouth will get me canceled. You need my mouth on your podcast to make it blow up because I'm the star of the show.
So quiet.
He's like, I'm the star of the show, guys.
I didn't say that. I said YouTube said I was an icon. That's all I said.
No, that never came out of my mouth. That never came out of my mouth saying that you were an icon.
No, the YouTube comment.
You said
YouTube comment came out of my mouth. I said that.
It was on Matt's video.
It was on Matt's video. It said that I was an icon.
All right, icon. Let's get talking.
Come on.
Should I say what my dad said about? No, I can't say that.
That you're a whore?
Well, no. Well, obviously I am a whore.
All right, Greg's a whore. Roast number 1 out of the way.
You're a whore. You really are a whore.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Hey, girls.
All right, well, how do you feel about us? Like,
wait, no, I got one. Why are you trying to sleep with all my friends?
I only know one.
Oh, really? Because he's...
Who's the other one?
Because he's crashing my friend's trip to take her on a date.
T.
He said, you're gonna be at work
He's
anyways.
silent. He's literally
He said, you're gonna be at work anyways. He slid in. My friend texted me. My friend from Orlando was coming to Nashville to visit. He's gonna be in town for business.
Are we really gonna act like she's not interested too?
But what I'm saying is, she texted me. She goes, your manager's cute. I said, okay, I'll tell him. So I told him.
She didn't say cute. She said hot.
Oh, wow.
He slides in her DMs, and she's coming to Nashville, next week?
Coincidentally, he's going to be there.
When he's there, and he's going to be there for work, and while she's there, and he's like, yeah, well, we're getting dinner this night. That's why he just wrote himself. I said, she's not coming to see you. She's coming to see me. Sorry. And he's like,
Sure about that?
Yeah, I am. Do you want to call her right now?
No.
Okay.
I already talked like 2 times to her.
You want to call her right now and confirm your date?
No.
Oh, because there's no date, huh?
There's a date.
There is a date. Maybe it isn't.
We're going to hear about it.
I'll be there.
We'll hear about it. We'll report back in the next podcast.
Yeah, I'm a great third wheeler, but apparently I'm also good at setting my friends up. But anyway, so Pimp Daddy Greg's trying to pull one on all my friends. Point being.
Just because a guy said a girl's hot doesn't mean they want them.
Have we met you?
That's the thing about guys is like girls can be like mediocre to hot and they always want them. Like
girls are hornier than guys.
no, that's not true. Like a guy can literally
girls-
stick his dick in a couch cushion and get like off like immediately.
Girls,
like, girls are so not like that.
I will say this.
They're lying to you. It's like,
I
it's
agree.
like Niagara Falls.
I agree with Greg on this one.
I don't.
I think girls are hornier than guys sometimes. I think guys are more aggressive and girls can keep it together better because I will just go home. I'll just use my vibrator. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. But I'm saying like a guy, it doesn't matter the girl. They're gonna get they're gonna get with.
I think girls are hornier than guys, but when guys are hornier,
Guys just express it more.
Guys, yes, but guys are also way more aggressive. And girls, honestly, sorry, men out there, but I could probably do a better job than a guy can do. Sorry.
Well, guys and girls can't be friends. That's the thing.
What? That's the biggest bullshit. I've ever
Disagree.
heard.
They cannot be friends.
Hard disagree
Why?
with that.
They just can't be. They
This
can't be friends.
roasting is
I have some
somewhere.
of my best guy
Are they
friends.
gay?
No, I've never touched
You
them.
work with them?
No, they're just my friends.
I have guy friends.
Okay. All right. I said this the wrong way. They're your friends. If you texted him right now at 2 a.m. and said, "Hey, I want you to come over and fuck me," he's not going to say no.
No, I genuinely
Yes,
feel like
he
I
will.
have
He
guy friends
genuinely
that
will.
feel like you're disgusting.
I literally have guy friends that literally say, "Jessica, I love you to death, but I would never touch you as
Yeah,
horrible,"
same.
and they genuinely mean that. There's not ever just because you're a whore doesn't mean they're whores. Sorry.
There's the roast.
Maybe you're just a horny boy that needs some loving, but
Attention.
attention.
Yeah, I know, I
Okay,
agree. Guys
okay,
and girls can be friends.
Guys and girls can be friends. Maybe not in your mind, but they can be.
Watch TikTok. I watch TikTok. I'll tell you the opposite.
Well, TikTok's you can't believe everything you see online. Sorry.
Alright, next thing we're going to talk about, obviously what's going on right now. By the time you guys watch this, it'll be over, but the NFL draft is going on.
Boring.
Well, so Jess has had to hear me talk about it for the last 2 days, because obviously round 1 was yesterday and 2 and 3 were today, but we were trying to have a good business meeting, and Greg had it on the TV. He turned the volume down, but I was invested, because the Bama boys were getting drafted.
Because she's a football whore.
The Dolphins were picking.
She's a football whore.
It's my thing. Whore or not, I like football. I like the guys that play it, but I like football.
You know what I like? You know what I like? Their asses in the football pants.
They really good. A guy, okay, I will say this before we get back on topic. Any guy, they can be like a -2 and they put a helmet and a like full padding on, and I'm like 12. 12 out of 10, like let's go. Alright, anyway.
She thinks some of the guys that Jade likes, like this guy came on the screen and she's like, she stopped talking to her and business meeting. She goes, that's him. I go, he's so fucking ugly. And she goes, he's the sexiest motherfucker I've ever seen. I go,
Alright, Greg and I are big football people. Like we talked about the draft, we talk about football all the time. Jess is
I'm just gonna take a nap.
She doesn't get it. So
no, I get it. It's called. Anyways,
let's get into it. Obviously, it's going on right now. It's been going on for the past 2 days. What's your hot take? Who's had the best draft so far? What are your thoughts on the first round, second round, third round?
Brady Saylor.
What are you thinking?
Is that a football player?
Guardians, which I still don't agree with.
Anyways.
I'll probably be canceled, but the first pick of the draft was confusing. I don't understand it still.
Not at all.
9 sacks in 3 years.
I don't understand it either.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
No, okay, this is funny. I have a friend that plays for the Jaguars, and I texted him immediately.
She's a friend.
And he's a good friend.
Guys and girls can't be friends.
But anyway, I texted him immediately after they picked that for their first pick and said LMAO, and he just question marked it because he probably wasn't watching the draft because not even Jags players care about the organization. Like, it's a dumpster fire. So who cares who they pick? Because it's going to suck anyway. But I agree. Total bullshit pick. Second, moving on, we're in Detroit. Aiden Hutchinson, how do you feel?
I think he's probably the best player on the board. My only concern with him is he's probably capped out in his potential.
You want my hot take on it? I have an opinion.
Okay.
She's talking about the Detroit football team. She has to move to Detroit for a couple months, and I said on the plane to her, you're going to be friends with that entire football team. That's my hot take on it.
Probably.
Oh, me, I get to party with them.
Exactly.
Okay,
We'll have a good time.
Okay, but what I meant by that, she's going to be friends with them.
You're just proving my point.
Guys and girls can be friends, baby.
She's helping my point.
Moving on.
Anyway.
Who won the draft?
Who won the draft? That they can't
We
be
both
friends.
agree on this. Let's move on. Who won the draft? Let's say it. 1, 2, 3. Jets. Okay, great.
The drafted the best player in the draft, probably.
They've just kind of filled every role.
Do you not
that they
have
need.
a vibrator?
Yeah, why? We're talking about the NFL draft.
I was just wondering because you said the task about girls and guys can't be friends, and I said I can be friends with guys because I can control my horniness.
Yeah, no, I have one too. We're good.
Right. Anyways.
Cool. Now let's talk about the most important part of the draft. The Bama boys.
I hate Alabama.
I just found that song like a month ago.
Speaking of Detroit.
J-Mo.
Okay, great. We got Evan Neal to the Giants. Christian Harris to the Texans. Mechie to the Texans. Who else? Help me out here.
Is anyone else?
Darian Mathis to the Washington.
By the way, his pictures with his
Tide.
daughter look pretty cool.
Isn't that so cute? And then someone else just got drafted. B-Rob to the Washington Commanders. I will always call them.
Is anyone else confused? It sounds like gibberish to me.
Okay.
It sounds like I'm learning like a foreign language.
What else stood out to you? What else stood out?
Me.
J-Mo.
I will be.
You think J-Mo will be?
J-Mo or Evan? Yeah, it's gonna be one of the two. I mean, obviously they're first two taken. That makes sense. But like that's.
I don't know. Mechie got a chance depending on who's quarterback there.
I love Mechie. The man had a few drops.
He
He had a few drops, and he's okay. He's good. He's great. Well, I mean, towards ACL and he's championship.
If J-Mo can stay healthy, he'll be the probably the best. But
I mean, he's
he'll
got
probably
the
be best
separation
receiver,
it's unmatched. Like he'll do great.
He's back with his former teammate in Detroit,
I know, isn't that so cute?
Jeff Okudah.
Aside from Bama boys, the first couple that we talked about, who's like the one player that stands out to you the most out of this draft?
Kyle Pickett. I like that move because he's homegrown from
Who's Kyle
Pittsburgh.
Pickett?
Kenny? Kenny Pickett? Oh, Kyle.
I went to high school with a guy named John Pickett.
Cut that out.
Hi, John.
Is it Kenny or Kyle?
It's Kenny.
I cut that
Kenny
out.
Pickett from Pittsburgh. And he gets to stay home at the Steelers.
That's funny.
Well.
So that's why he stood out, because he gets to stay home?
Yeah, I think it's cool. And they need a quarterback.
Exactly.
Even though I do like my guy Mason Rudolph, good party person, and his sister is fun to hang out with.
Oh, shit. Alright, for me, it was Malik Willis. Just because of the sole fact of his tweets the last few days.
I went to high school with a guy named Malik.
Oh my God.
I dated a guy named Malik. That's awesome. I
Shocker.
know, right? Alright, anyways, he's my favorite because he tweeted, so he was one of the people that was invited to
She's
the
a
date.
Twitter whore. Literally.
Yeah, literally.
I don't understand Twitter. I just got on Twitter. I don't understand.
It's
Yeah.
sports Twitter is like its own Twitter in Twitter. But
You guys
anyway,
are getting
Malik.
free feet pics.
Okay, great. Let me get to this point.
OnlyFans, baby.
Ah!
No.
Malik Willis tweeted. He was one of the few people invited to the day one draft that did not get drafted on day one. And he tweeted, "What about Malik?" with a bunch of laughing faces. And then posted on his story, "Who wants me?" And I was like, I love this guy. Literally, he earned a follow. I tweeted, I was like, Malik Willis is my new favorite Twitter account. And now he's going to the Titans, baby. Nashville, represent.
And then
4 hours
ESPN
later.
tweeted a picture of him next to his grandma, and they said it was his mom. And he was like, "No, that's my
He
grandma."
said that's my grandma. The dude's hilarious. He wins the draft, in my opinion. I hope he does great. I don't care either way. He's fucking hilarious.
My grandma's dead.
Oh my God.
That's not funny. That's not funny.
We're going to hell.
We're going to play a round of rapid fire.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. All right, Greg, you're on deck first.
Oh no.
I don't know what I'm going to do with this
All right,
question.
go.
Ow.
All right. First question, first order of business. If you don't answer the question, you take a shot. If you do answer the question, then good for you. You're not a pussy.
Yeah.
First question on the board is for Greg and Greg only. And everyone knows what 50 Dates is. That's how we all met.
Can I ask it?
Go for it.
Greg. Pimp Daddy Greg. Pimp Daddy Greg! Would you hook up with any of Matt's dates? He had that fucking ready.
He had that in his hand. He was prepared. That was the slowest shot I've ever seen. That was like a
You
sip.
didn't even finish it. Finish it.
Lame.
Pussy.
Put it back. Oh, there we go. All right,
Oh.
amazing. We'll never
The
know.
answer is yes. Yes, he would.
All of them, except us.
None of them. Not my type.
That's weird because you just took a shot instead of answering the.
I'm a virgin.
That's weird because I thought they were in your DMs.
That's what I've heard.
I didn't say that.
Beyond the scenes, baby.
This is Jessica. If you want to ask. her.
Jessica.
Jessica Nicole.
Jessica Nicole with an H. My parents wanted another boy. I would have been named Nicholas, so they spelled my middle name Nicole with an H. Anyways.
If I was a girl, it would have been Gabby.
I can see that.
Gabby, yeah, sure.
You're a little fruity.
Shots are still being fired. We did the roast segment a while ago.
Jess, would you hook up with another girl?
The dramatic pause.
What if I hooked up with another girl? Who would it be?
Yeah.
It
could be anybody. Famous, not famous.
Oh, I have to keep it within the circle. I mean, I'd have to hook up with Liv and McKenna.
Which one would be better?
See,
good question.
McKenna's more experienced, but Liv is a fucking freak.
A freak.
So I think Liv would be fun. So Liv.
Liv's a good time.
What is the craziest place
You had sex.
you had sex?
That's such an awkward question because I'm a virgin.
You're so fucking
You're
full
so
of
fucking
shit.
full of shit.
Alright. The
Jade.
craziest place I had sex, it's really not even that crazy, but it kind of is if you know the story. It was on a boat, and me and my ex-boyfriend were just, we took the boat out by ourselves. The lake was very busy, so I guess that's why it's crazy. Because there were a lot of boats passing by, we just pulled it off in a cove and we were like, let's just do it just to do it. So, and to top it all off, I'm pretty, God, they're not watching this, but it was my grandparents' boat. So that was fun. We literally, we did it so quickly, but if anyone driving by looked over, it was pretty obvious what was going on. So it was on a boat on a very busy lake, and that was that.
I hope your
Moving
grandparents
on.
watch that.
Moving on. I will
I
block
hope
them
your
from this channel.
grandparents
They will
watch
never
that.
see this.
Greg.
What's next? Oh, God.
What now? I don't have any shots left. I'm screwed.
Fuck, marry, kill. Your options are Jade, me, Jess, obviously, or McKenna. Fuck, marry, kill.
Oh,
Go.
shit.
Can I take a shot?
No,
No, you gotta answer
You
this
gotta
one.
answer
You already
this.
took a shot, so.
Fuck, marry, kill.
you're all talk. Come
Well,
on.
I work with you guys, so I can't kill either one of you because then I don't have a business.
That's why. Alright, sure.
So I gotta kill McKenna.
Oh, sorry, babe.
She's gonna text us saying, "Fuck you guys, fuck you,
just like her.
I'm sorry, I don't have a problem with it. I just need a business.
All right, so you killed
He's
McKenna.
serious.
I don't know if I can marry either one of you.
You have to
Stuck with
fuck-
one of us
fuck
forever.
But then I gotta fuck one of you too. This is Jesus.
You have to fuck with
Hey,
us
actually,
until one
it's
of
gonna be
us.
awful. Which it probably would be if we had
It'd
to.
probably be awkward as hell.
It's just a game. It's just a
This is a
game.
game. This is hypothetical. This is never gonna happen.
Yeah, please.
Do I have to say this?
Yes.
Yeah, it's part of the game.
Don't be a pussy.
We're next.
Alright. Fuck Jess, marry Jade.
I knew we were gonna say that.
I
I- I just don't know if I could. The reason I said it, I can't marry someone that doesn't like sports.
It's
What
not,
I talk
Okay,
about?
okay,
it's
that's
not.
fair.
It's not that I don't like sports. I just.
You don't like football.
Yeah.
That, yeah.
What would I talk about? I can't complain to Tom Brady about you. You don't even know who that is.
I know Tom Brady.
No, today I literally said, oh my
played-
god, Nick Saban got in a car accident, and she said, who is that?
Anyways, okay.
Yeah, I can't marry someone that doesn't know Nick Saban.
All right,
The greatest coach of all time.
Jade.
Okay.
Fuck, marry, kill. Matt. Everyone knows who Matt is. Greg, or Johnny Boy, cameraman.
Alright.
Matt's cameraman, John.
John is Matt's cameraman, and this is the easily worst predicament I've ever been put into my life. And I wish we would have asked you first, 'cause I don't know. I really thought when we came up with these questions that I knew what I was gonna say, because you know,
It's so easy.
John's a family man, and the video Matt posted of him meeting up with his family, I was like, oh, I'll totally marry John. But then I was thinking about it, I don't know John. He shot my date, and then that's it. So ultimately, I'm gonna have to kill him, because I don't know if we really get along. I also could never fuck a man with a family. So I'm sorry, John. I love you, but I gotta kill you. Now I just don't know. Matt and I
You're already at third base with Matt, so what's the difference?
right. So we had a fun date. I could never spend more than a couple days with the man. So
She already basically fucked him, so you might as well fuck him.
I didn't fuck him.
You orally
But if
fucked him.
I guess, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to fuck that. But
Yeah,
I guess if I had to, same situation, me and Matt could, it all comes down to sports. But I don't really want to marry Craig either. But I guess I would have to kill John, fuck Matt, and marry Craig.
There it is, baby. There it is.
Anyways, Jess, give us yours.
Help me.
What?
Fuck, marry, kill John, Matt, or Craig.
Well. Well.
Kill me now.
So, Johnny Boy.
Why'd I agree to this podcast?
Johnny Boy. You're a very sweet girl,
Girl.
but you have asshole tendencies. Fuck you.
Jesus.
I'm kidding.
He did say that.
He did say that. So, yeah, that's an ass. That was your asshole tendency. That is just so. And then there's Greg.
You didn't answer the question by any means.
She went around it. Give us your answer.
Okay, who would I kill? I would kill. Oh, fucking God. I can't choose. I could choose, but I just don't know. It depends on the day. Because I wouldn't want to fuck.
Any of them?
No, but I would not fuck John.
No.
So I'd have to kill John, but there's days where I'm just to Matt. So it's it's really hard for me.
She's just trying to debate who she wants to kill.
I just really don't know. I really cannot tell you. I'm gonna have to kill John because I'm not a homewrecker, so I'm sorry, John. I think I could fuck Matt out of hatred. So I'll fuck Matt and I'll marry Greg.
Or in this again, sister wives.
Sister wives. But yeah, that's my answers. Well, Pim Daddy Greg, thanks for being on.
We appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Go get your coat and go pull your bitches.
We'll miss ya.
Alright, that wraps it up for our third episode with our special guest, Pim Daddy Greg, and all our random fucking tea that we just don't know how to shut the fuck up about. But
Honestly, we need a filter. We need someone to come in here and be like, it's time to stop talking, but we don't have that.
the thing is, this is only our third episode, and it's only gonna get worse and worse.
It's only gonna get worse. Especially when we're in person. Obviously, this goes much better, but we'll get to that on another day.
We are really gonna have to We're gonna be for the streets.
For the streets.
I think you're already there.
Well, thank you for joining me, Broadway girl.
Leaving Broadway girls alone.
All right, guys, you know what to do.
Make sure you like, really
Subscribe,
like, really like.
If you don't like this video,
Then
why are you
fuck
watching?
you.
Why are you still watching?
Make sure you like, subscribe, follow us on all social medias at the Jess and Jayde
Leave
Show.
a rating and review on Spotify and Apple.
But really like it. Make sure
Definitely
you like
it.
But also share it with a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Post on.
Repost it on your story. Post your favorite part.
Post
the
your
clip.
favorite part. Or just share that you're watching it. Tag us. We'll respond to as many DMs as we can. But make sure you like it.
You
Like,
share it on your story. We'll share it on ours.
Exactly. That's our deal. Like, subscribe, follow us on all social medias. And
Always linked below.
and we will see you next time.